Hi, I'm Bart Hansen. I'm the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. We're the only training site that's dedicated to increase your win rate at live casino poker games. We do these call-in shows every week. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel. Hello.
718?
Yes.
Yes, it's not David. It's Gene.
Oh, hey,
Close
Gene.
enough.
What's going
But
on?
it is New York. How you doing, Bart?
Good.
So I got a hand from 2-5, 1,000 cap game.
Okay.
So villain in the hand is like a 25-year-old guy. I've seen him before. I played with him like a couple of times. He seems like a decent player. I don't have a ton of experience with him, but he's definitely kind of a thinking player, at least. There's this is going to be like a four-way pot. So the small blind is also a younger reg. I've seen him all the time, so he's kind of low like 20s younger reg. I mean, not too aggro, but basically he's definitely decent. And big blind, like a little bit older guy, like maybe middle-aged, seemed to play fairly tight. Like didn't look like a dunk.
Okay.
So we got a limp from the guy who's kind of tight, and folded to me. I got king of hearts, king of diamonds,
Okay.
in middle position. So I make it 25.
Okay.
The main villain, this like a 25-year-old younger guy, he calls in like a low jack. Folded small blind, who's a younger reg. He calls and and a big blind calls. So the limp was somebody else. The tighter guys in the big blind. So we got four-way small blind, big blind. I'm in a middle position. Main villain is behind me. All right. So the flop is like 100 in the pot, and the flop comes out 6 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 4 of hearts.
6 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 4 of hearts. Yep.
4 of hearts.
Yep.
Right. So check to me. I bet 75.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
The villain calls, and then small blind calls and big blind calls.
Wow.
So everybody
okay.
calls.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. So pot is now 400 on the turn, right? And the turn is 8 of spades.
Yep.
Okay, so we got 6 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 4 of hearts. Turn is 8 of spades.
Yep.
Small blind checks quickly.
So there's one liner to a 5, right?
Yes, correct. So small blind, big blind, check to me quickly.
Yep.
Now my first question is, what do you think? How do you play this turn? What's the plan for the turn?
I just give up. I just give up because I feel like, if you were to run a range of 3 people calling you on 7-6-4, there has to be people that have at least a 5 or 2 pair here. Gutters to 9-10. Unless and you don't want to. You've got no real like good blocker or anything like that to run a bluff. So, one school of thought that I think is probably misconstrued is like running some sort of weird bluff to try to bluff somebody off a 2 pair. But it's just one of these spots where, okay, maybe against one guy you might have the best hand, you might check it back and then call a river bet to pick off front door clubs. But I would just give up here.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I checked.
Okay.
Actually.
Yep.
I checked, and then so check. I check, and then the villain behind me, this younger guy, he quickly, like almost insta shoves for like 550, and then small blind and big blind fold.
So he shoves for over the size of the pot.
Right. He just like insta shoves 550. Pot is like 400. He shoves for 550.
Yep. So back around to you, right?
Right, and then small blind, big blind, get out of the way.
Right. Yeah, this is obviously a different situation. Like, and I can see why this is an interesting spot here because, there's a couple things going on here. One, the overbet is a little bit peculiar, right, with the one-liner out there. When we think about positional awareness, the blinds are sort of naturally checking to you. Now, a guy might sometimes lead with a 5 here. It's not always that they're going to check it, but it is interesting that he's choosing to do this when a couple of guys might kind of check a five here. So, he doesn't know that the guys in the blind might not have a five. You would never think that he would take this type of sizing with a hand like two pair. I mean, I think we can almost dismiss, unless he's really bad. Now, you said that he was a decent player. So it's not like he's doing this with 7-8. I mean, if we put ourselves in that guy's spot, that would be a really, really bad shove here, right? With like two pair or something like
Right.
that.
I mean, I haven't played much with him. I know he's at least a thinking player.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. Like I just know he's not like one of those dunks just kind of calling, garbage, and he's definitely thinking. I'm not sure exactly how decent he is, but
I mean, if you think he's polarized to a five, I mean, if you think he's polarized to having like a five, or he's got like maybe 9x of clubs. I mean, the pot's 950, it's 550 for you to call, so you're getting a little bit under 2-1. You probably need to be good here 35, 36% of the time, something like that, 35 to 37% of the time. If we were to say that he never has a set, he never has two pair, he only has a 5, 9, 10, or 9x of clubs here, it would really depend. I mean, the thing is that with like a 5, we're drawing dead. With 9, 10, we're basically drawing dead. How many 9x of clubs hands can he have here? Like ace 9 of clubs, king 9 of clubs, jack 9 of clubs, queen 9 of clubs, something like that. Even if we were to give him like 5 combos of big flush draws, the times that you're drawing dead probably would, I'm just doing this in my head, would probably supersede that, where you probably wouldn't have 35 to 37% equity. I mean, that's my gut reaction. I understand that your reaction might be, wow, I just don't think this guy's ever going with sizing. And I've made big calls in this spot before where I just conclude that he actually has more draws than made hands because of the action to the hand.
right. Well, what I was thinking at the time, actually, I mean, like live tell wise,
Hmm.
I kind of didn't like the insta shove. That sort of tends to be bluffy
Yeah.
usually, right? This like insta shove.
Hmm.
But so I thought about it for a while. But what I was thinking is the number of players. Like, and again, the small blind and the big blind were not like donks. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they're not like super wide pre-flop for sure,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And I was thinking, if he's any kind of player, right, he should at least, recognize that. So what are they calling me with on the flop? And wouldn't it be completely suicidal to just, like jam the turn, like with no regard for what they might have? Because I mean, if they can have anything, like they can have a stud, they can have two pair, they can have a straight, like, and they will check to me for sure,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So anyway, so that's kind of like this was kind of the final consideration, and I didn't like the live tell, but given the number of players and kind of the players that were in the hand, I decided to fold,
Yeah.
and he showed 10-8 of diamonds, which which changed my opinion of his skill level, because I think that was a pretty bad shot, but.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty. I mean, yeah, you're. I mean, yeah, it ended up working out for him because we're going through the logic read, which I think you're right on there. Where these guys in the blind aren't necessarily coming out in donk a 5, then their range is entirely uncapped, right? Just because they check call the flop and then check the turn. He just happened to get really really lucky that ended up happening. But I don't. In general, I have no problem with your fold there, Gene. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Take it
All right,
easy.
thank you.
Thanks for the call.
All right.
Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.